Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. Okay, this is not the Auburn fan edition prediction for Alabama versus Georgia. This is just me, GNS coverage, without any fan additions or anything. As we all know, Alabama and Georgia have both had some struggle games. For Alabama, I'm going to forgive them for that South Florida game because Miami is another top 10 team that went to South Florida. Now, I know with Alabama they were at home, but still, both teams struggled a lot with South Florida. And they both blew out South Florida, but again, they managed to pull away after struggling really hard with them. And again, South Florida was a pretty decent team last year with how they played and how they finished the season. Kentucky was Georgia's struggle game. But really, if you look at Georgia, they kind of struggled with Clemson too. Now, obviously, in the second half, they managed to run up the score and pull away, but what I saw with Georgia was kind of alarming. See, the difference with Alabama's offense versus Georgia's offense. Georgia's offense struggles with any kind of decent defense. Now, I don't mean decent with Clemson's. Clemson's got a great defense. That anybody would struggle with that defense. That is a fact. Okay, that's obvious, especially that defensive front. But Clemson's offense is not very good, obviously against a good defense. Now, the thing is, with Kentucky's offense was also not very good, but they ran the football really hard. You know who else likes to run the football really hard and has a dual-threat quarterback with a better arm than Brock Vandagriff? No offense to Brock Vandagriff. He's a good player. Alabama and Jalen Milroe. And again, I know Kentucky, Georgia always struggles at Kentucky for some reason, especially with Kirby Smart. You know what else they do with Kirby Smart? Most of the time, they lose to Alabama. I think you know where I'm going with this pick. I have Alabama winning this game. They might even win this game by more than a touchdown because usually they beat them by more than one touchdown. Usually. Now, the last game they won by 3 points. And I know people say, well, Georgia had injuries and this and that. Well, Jalen Milroe clearly struggled a lot more last year than what he's struggling with now. So with that being said, I think because Alabama's offense is better than Clemson's, and Alabama's defense is going to be more overall, much better than Clemson's overall defense will be in terms of secondary and the linebackers, not just a really good defensive line. I got Alabama winning the line of scrimmage, and I have Alabama winning this game by at least 2 touchdowns. Give me the Tide 38-24. They might even win by more than that. I don't think Georgia's offense can play 4 quarters. Clearly, they couldn't with Kentucky. That was alarming to me. And the fact that they struggled offensively against Clemson. And again, I know Clemson's got a great defense. But you know what? Alabama does too. And they're a much more talented team than Clemson. That score was impressive, but they struggled for a lot of that game. Give me Alabama and it gets ugly. Roll Tide.